Hey, Anthony here from the Best in the West. This is the second part of the last video I put up with the demo in Corona Del Mar. We're setting it up here. I brought in some sand because I wanted to put an inch or two of sand underneath the vapor barrier I was going to put. So what I did to counter all the problems out here, I put a 15 mil vapor barrier down. I put sand underneath it, and I poured this with a 3250 City Mix because City Mix comes with no fly ash. You don't have to take it out, and I've had mixes and stuff where I've ordered it without fly ash and they put it in it and it didn't cure right. So I wanted no mistakes here, so I just ordered that mix and I didn't have to worry about it. If they put it in, it's their problem. So we're setting this up inside under the carport. They're running grass strips along this wall right here where he's at, and then across. That's the design they had prior, so we formed it up exactly like it was, and then they were going to have whoever put the grass in prior come and put it in. This is a 15 mil. This is really thick stuff because, I mean, this house is right on the ocean, and you saw why I had to tear it out. It was only a year and a half old with the evanescence and the salt coming through. So I'm going to completely block it off. And I ran my crew out of there about 12 o'clock for their incompetence. So Kristin and I and Tom, the superintendent who helped build the house, just set it up. It took us like under 2 hours to set everything up. So I brought a new crew in to pour this job. You guys see him. So we had the concrete set up the next day after we set this up, so I had to get it set up. So her and I and Tom, there he is right there. He's the guy they flew in from San Francisco to oversee what I was doing, and he has to be there when you come on the property. So we're just tying the steel up and putting it all in here. Del Mar is not just one of the nicest cities in the United States, it's one of the most prestigious places in the world. So there's a lot of money up here. There's a lot of work up here because a lot of these older houses, see like that one, they're tearing them down and putting these monstrosity $30 million houses. Because some of them were older and smaller, like some of these, that's original, that's new, that's original. You can tell by looking at them. That's Pirates Cove right down below. It's a tide pool right here. I've been going here since I was a little kid.
We ain't in Kansas anymore.
This ain't Kansas. So this is Ocean Boulevard in Corona Del Mar where I'm pouring. This is my drive to work. I go up Pacific Coast Highway, so I'm right on the ocean from Huntington Beach driving down here. These are some of the pads down here. I've been working in the most affluent areas in the world, in Southern California and everywhere. Newport Coast, Crystal Cove, for 15, 20 years. And I've studied like so many of these billionaires, and one thing I've noticed, none of them have a job. It's hilarious, it's unbelievable. And another thing I noticed about other people that work every day, work all the time, they don't have enough time to make money. So these are things I've learned from working in these neighborhoods. This is the new crew I brought in here. We're rechecking all the elevations. They all drain, so that drain behind me, and then the front drains, obviously the channel drains. I had Greg Johnson, the cement truck driver, bring in Jeff to pump it because I got to stand and watch everything. This job, it's only 8.4 yards, and there's so much prep to it. It's almost like being a painter. It took us hours to put all this tape and plastic and false wall up, and then I had to come the next day after the pour and take it all down. There's so much prep to it. It's unbelievable. At the end of the video, I'll tell you how much I charged for this job. But there was 2 bids hired me out of 5, so I wasn't the highest guy. But I think the other guys bid it not to get it. They just gave him a price to have him go away because there was 5 or 6 people that wouldn't even give him a price. But you have to counter the things you can do, and whatever happens after that, it's an act of God. I put a moisture barrier. I poured 3250 straight cement, microfiber. It comes the City Mix peak gravel 3250 calcs out to a 3500 psi. This is the new crew I brought in. The guy in the white, that's Jeremy. That's the guy running my stuff. So we're just floating this out. You got 4 guys because there's 2 steps around the corner in that carport that I just want to leave 1 guy. We finally got the site up for the Best in the West hats. We'll put the link in the description and you can order a hat and we'll have it shipped to you.
Just check them out on our website. You'll see the shop there.
I heard if you buy a West Coast hat, your work will get better. So here we are, we're joining this out. I got 4 guys on it. Like I said, I left a guy around the corner on the 2 steps. So I just had 3 out here, and then 1 will crawl back in to the carport, hit those pads in there. Right, so 1 guy at the steps, because thing's got to be perfect. And it did turn out perfect. The yellow tape right there, those are the drains. You gotta tape them off and then come the next day and pull the drains off. You always gotta leave the cap on. I've seen a couple of people take the caps off before, off the top of those drains, and they flex in, and you're not getting the cap back on. You gotta demo it out. So just leave them on and tape it. That yellow tape worked really good. I was gonna get the green frog tape, but I grabbed the yellow one. And the weirdest thing is that stuff didn't stick to any of the walls or anything else, but it stayed on those drains for a couple days, even in a little rain. So it worked pretty good. That's all we got to get in. There's no access. See, I left another guy, Jimmy's over there by the steps. I left the guy over there. This thing came out just perfect. Just all got to come out right. You got an edge on the drain too. So I put the tape not all the way to the edge so that you get an edge on it. Kristin and I laid all the rebar and came back the next day and pulled everything. When you want to have the top of the chain, you bring the best and the West in there, and that's what they got. They wanted a really, really, really light broom on it. I don't think they walk on it too much. I think they just drive across it, get in the garage, and then come out from the alley there. We're in the alley back here. The front of the house is oceanfront. The street's Ocean Boulevard. When you do YouTube or you promote yourself, you want to promote yourself to a high-end clientele. You don't act like a bozo on here. You got to come on and think of who's going to look at it later. And that's the objective of it. And that's what I've gotten out of YouTube. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars off of it. There's the final look there, boys. I charged $32,000 for 8.4 yards. I believe it comes to about probably 45 or 50 per square foot. I didn't calc it though. But always calc it for the risk and reward. Thank you very much.